Okay, do you have any questions, anything you would like to ask before we start? All good. Okay. I hope you have reviewed the portfolio documents and you brought some questions, or were you too busy to review it? So how busy you are out of 10? Out of 10, how busy you are, if you can write in the chat, so that will give me some ideas about your workload at the moment. 6. Okay, 9, 9.9. Okay, what about others? 7, quite busy. Okay. 5. Oh, okay. You can manage. Okay, so a wide range of numbers here. Okay. So whenever, I mean, it might be the most busiest time, but as you know, this course is a short course, so we need to really manage our time and take the best out of this opportunity because it won't happen again. So therefore, please make a plan about when to do the modules, when to do the forums. And I gave you deadline until today for the forums. Are you able to catch that deadline? Do you think? Okay, great. So yeah, please make sure it shouldn't be too long. Okay, so it doesn't have to be a long post, but it shouldn't be also too short. It needs to answer the question. That's actually quite enjoyable. I enjoy after a while. You will enjoy. Maybe initially you need to push yourself, but then you will see that it's actually not so bad. I mean, you are learning from others as well. Please push yourself. Don't postpone. When you actually postpone, it's never done. So maybe something I always do, if there is a task that is really difficult, I do it early, the first thing in the morning. So when the most difficult thing, when you do this in the morning, then you feel less stressful during the day. This is my strategy. Maybe some other people have different ways, but we need to make a plan. And yes, online learning requires self-discipline, self-regulation, more than face-to-face, because you need to plan. So this also shows how you can regulate your own time and space resources. And please also remember that after this course, you won't have access to the modules or you won't have access to the forum. It will be closed. So if you go back, you won't be able to find the resources. So I recommend you take little notes, maybe screenshots, or download the resources. Have a folder because you might need them in the future. So let's start then. Today's topic is integrating effective CPD principles. And today we will share our ideas, again, experiences about managing a COP. We will look at the new framework, Community of Inquiry framework. Have you heard this framework before? If you can write yes or no in the chat. It's a very popular one, especially in online learning environments and blended. And it really helps plan a community of a community as well as your courses as well. It will help you plan your teacher development courses as well. And we will discuss how we can apply these principles to improve our community of practice, design, and facilitation practices. Okay. So these are some images. These are from past participants, from the previous participants. So we asked them to describe what a community of practice is for them using an AI image. So this is what we will do next week, okay? This was one of the images. What do you think this person, this COP leader, wanted to communicate here with this picture? It represents their feelings about managing a COP. So managing a COP is like, what? What do you see in this picture?
Hello, may I say something?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I've been away for a week, and yeah, here I come again. Sorry. Yes. By seeing the pictures at the first yes time, I can see the kind of collaboration work, like people on the same boat, and they work together to go forward and there is a person sitting there to motivate and to push them. This is just my idea, and I let the other let the other contribute too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, of course, there is no right or wrong answer for this. What is your reflection on this image? Yes, any other ideas? It would be great if you could all turn on your cameras, please, because we want to see each other here. And yes, I'm looking forward to hearing from all of you. Yeah, any other ideas? Please don't hesitate. Teamwork, but one voice. Yes, collaboration leads successful goal. Yes, please.
Yeah, I want to share something relates to this photo. Actually, relates to the COP, the group of people that must be a leader. For example, like we are coming here in order to learn to be a leader. And then, in the group, everybody is on the same boat and we have the same goal. So in order to reach our goal, so we need to be working together interactively. So that is my contribution. So let's our team to continue. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So excellent points. This one also another picture. Yeah, what does it remind you of about being a COP leader?
Can I share a little bit?
Yes, please.
I think first of all, it reminds me of myself because I like to plant flowers. For sure, this is me.
Nice.
Secondly, I think this is it represents the COP members because they are self-learning or they have a sense of CPD, which means they not only learning what is inside what is it, the computer, but they also have to go out there and explore, something outside of their box or outside of their profession.
Nice perspective. Yes, definitely. You are right. That's so true. Yeah, we perhaps you try experiment, right? So you plant, then you see whether it grows, and then next time maybe it needs more water, or maybe less, or maybe it needs more sun. So you change the place of the plant. So yeah, I mean it's about experimenting and real life experience. It makes such a big difference. Do more research, yes. Growth. Yeah. Any other ideas, please? Think about our role. Okay,
So I can
newcomers. Yes, please.
share some ideas on my way of thinking. So the lady sitting must be on her duty. That is her big responsibility. It would be it would be her work. That is her main role. But besides from that, is thinking another way to balance her life by spending times in the garden. Make sure that she like release her tension after working.
Nice. That's another nice approach. Yes. I will share a quote from Wenger. Do you remember Wenger? Etienne Wenger was the person we watched a webinar of him. He was the one who came up with the idea of community and practice. I mean, he was one of those people. And this is one of their quotes that I really like, and I always remember this. I will give you a few minutes to read this. Yeah. Do you agree with this? If you are gardening, if you have a farm, or maybe some people in your family you might know that it really takes a lot of time to grow. I mean, imagine how many years a tree needs and how much care they need. And it's really not easy. You may think that you will start a community of practice and immediately teachers will be on board and then, you will. No, it takes time. It grows gradually. Actually, gradually is okay because then you are looking at things from a maybe an analytical perspective. You listen to the people you work with. So rather than taking rushed decisions, maybe you may want to grow with a small group, core group, and grow. There was actually one resource I remember. It was saying, I will share it with you on Telegram, like how many years it needs for a community to grow. It was like 1.5 years, for example. A community is like a baby. After 5 years, communities start growing, and so they need time and effort. And Cam says, I love the part about wildflower. Yes, novice teachers takes time to see their beauty manifested. Absolutely, especially if we want to have them on board. Or maybe sometimes some side effects might come. So you may have a plan, but you may realize that your community of practice needs something else. And then you may need to change your plans. But my point here is that really communities take a lot of effort, patience, care, and time. So you need to see this as something long-term, not short-term. So I hope this will also start as a long-term initiative in Cambodia. And this is something we will also support, this idea of having long-term communities. So this is another image. What do you think this represents? Okay, what do you think this is about? Tools, yes. Yeah, we have a lot of tools. It's a process.
Hi, Serene, can I share something?
Sure.
I think that even our teams have mentioned things related to tool. Anyway, we can say that in order to run the COP successfully, we need to have a lot of components, or we can say like inputs, in order to run the COP to be smoothly. And we can say that we can actually learn from our, I can say like mistakes, or we can say like we can learn and we can improve through our experiences. When the first time we start to do things, we can say that we will meet a lot of challenges, and then we can learn, we can facilitate, and then we can, encourage our team or our members to be blossoming, like planting the flowers in the garden. So we need to take care very, very much on that. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes, definitely. We will learn from our experience. At the same time, as you mentioned, there are some tools like needs assessment is one of the tools that we will use. And by the end of this course, we aim to design a needs assessment. So you will have actually your own needs assessment, at least something to start with. Another tool I will share today is community of practice template that we use in other courses. In other COPs. So there are such tools, or maybe, feedback forms that we use at the end, or maybe some tools to get feedback from your participants, some icebreakers, warmers that you can use in your COP. So these are some tools that will help us, but at the same time, our plan is really important. That's why we will actually have a strategy about our COPs. We won't jump into an experiment without preparation. As you can see, this person at least, knows, maybe should know what to do. So we need to have a plan. We need to have a strategy. But of course, as we are delivering this plan, there will be lots of challenges and things to learn on the way. And we will help each other. That's a big advantage, being together in this community together as COP leaders. But experimenting, of course, and reflecting on this practice. And I would like to see the chat. Best practice and points to improve should be shared to each other. Absolutely. And actually, I find those failure stories more interesting rather than success, because we learn from others. It's always more interesting for me to hear what didn't work instead of what worked. So this is something we will do a lot during our COP mentoring meetings. And different components or contribution from members, then practice to experiment. Yes. So this is what it's about. Okay, so there are more, as you can see. And next week, I will ask you to come up with an image. So this will be our task for the next week. Okay, now we will move on to a breakout room task. So I'll put you in 3 groups and I will ask you to discuss one of these. I will tell you which team you are in, and group 1 will be sustaining motivation and engagement, and group 2, topic selection. So how can you choose relevant, interesting topics, or maybe you can give participants some options. Choice is the best way to motivate people, especially adults. And how can you do this? You will discuss about this, and group number 3 will discuss how can we deal with different personalities and enforce group rules in inclusive, constructive at the same time, because we need everybody to come to the COP meetings, but at the same time, we want them to come with internal motivation. So how can we make those? How can we balance all of these? Is the question. So I will create 3 groups. I'm really sorry if I mispronounce your names. Bunshrak. If you can also tell me how to pronounce Chamrong, Kem, Man, Forn, Sinat, Manton in group 1. Okay. Hang. Oh, I'm so sorry. Maylin. No, non. I'm
No, man.
I'm so bad. So please, big apologies. I don't really know how to pronounce. Ravi and some 4 sets. You are in group 2. If you are not sure, let me know. Mr. Hogg, Nen, PC, Saron, Sokli in room 3. Do you know which group you are in? If you are not sure, please write your name in the chat and I will write it. So everybody knows your groups?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, okay, you will have discussion and I will join your groups to listen to your ideas. What I would like you to do, please, when you are in the group, choose a spokesperson and a timekeeper. Okay, you have 15 minutes. And then when you come back, the note taker will summarize the group's points, most important points, in 2 minutes, no more than 2. Okay, so very brief summary. Please, this is the first thing you need to do. So choose a note keeper, spokesperson who will take notes, and this person will come back and summarize the group's discussion in 2 minutes. Okay, so I open the rooms now. See you in 15 minutes. You have problems, so you haven't seen it. Maybe it's your connection. Let me send you to another group. I sent you. Oh no. I will change your groups, okay? Can you see now? Okay, you will be now in group 1, and then Mountain, you will be in group 2.
Participant as well as about the what is it, telling the goals or maybe the lesson objective or lesson outcome of each. All right. And one more thing is about feedback or support it from the team. It kind of motivate our participants as well. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I also think that group work and supporting each other is also essential. Like in this group, like supporting each other, keep supporting each other if you guys have questions or anything regarding the forum or anything. It means like you have somebody to reach out to and ask. Yeah, that's my idea.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And also, I agree with Bong. So here, when it comes to objective, and importantly, whatever we teach them, it has to be authentic. It has to be relevant to them, because I noticed that for adult learner, if they see that they learn something and they can put into practice immediately after the lessons, I think they would more likely to come. So keep the lesson relevant to them.
Yeah. And we can say that we need to keep them motivated, and such activity needs to be, wrap up, needs to, motivate them to speak up. It seems like what you discussed previously, CoP, that how do we keep the participants, involved in our workshop or in our program. So we can say like it's a little bit hard. Anyway, if we try to, have like engaging activity, we have somebody, for example, the facilitator, to, keep in touch with them, try to, open-minded to them. So it's gonna be lively, I can say.
And one more thing, I think we can incentivize them, meaning if they don't get the immediate benefits, but by coming to our COP, maybe they can get a certificates or credits. I think this is important in terms of rewarding them, so that they can at least earn something. It's not. It is something that it is tangible, something that you can see. Like, oh, you joined our COP. This is a certificate, and everybody can appreciate that. So at least we can give them, and then they will see that it is a very good motivation, and that's why they keep on coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it should be.
Thank you here. Oh, so
Yeah, it's good, like, because yeah, because like Mr. Sonat do with me last time before I joined the training in 2018. He went to my class and observed my class where I was teaching in a very small organizations. And then he observed me, and also he observed the others before he come up with the content, with the topic to teach. And then later he decide the topic like managing classroom, teaching pronunciations and classroom management and something. This is what he did in the past. Yeah, I can reflect on that too. Thank you, Wanabe, for the idea.
Oh, and another thing is about the contextualize. Honestly, in Cambodia, we mostly use AI, just like we following the trend. But I don't think that is the other country that have like a modern education just like us. So we have to make sure that, yeah, just like Bong Ravi mentioned, that we have to think about what we really need right now.
Yeah. Thank you for adding on that, because like for example, at Gralanya, one district, maybe we can see that like what are the topic that are relevant to their context. So they can make a contextual learning and make it more realistic for them, so they can get something from the COP group or members. Yes.
Sure. Sometimes we just like we following up the trend with AI thing, prompting, but how about the other educator? They don't even know what are those kinds of technology is. They don't know how to use their computer properly, or sometimes they don't even know how to use their smartphone.
Of course, very nice. All right for that. Like even like when we join something with the ministry or the other stakeholder, they always say something very big. Like you talk about contextual, like is very good. We try to find, even we they talk like even the technologies is rapidly grow or something, but we need to find something very contextualized and can fit the real context, or we can say low resource context, so that we can provide those kind of training or support with support to the teachers.
Go ahead, Mei Ling.
So encourage. Okay. I would say we need to encourage, and yeah, you say regular meeting, that's good. And also encourage open communication, like
Yes.
build an atmosphere that everyone feel free to share, to express their feeling.
Yes. One more important idea is to have a team building, a team spirit, where we can go somewhere together to like having fun and like build our leadership.
Yeah,
we,
building
like
good rapport.
The member can say like holiday together. That's simple, but really strong impact on our team spirit.
Building good rapport, I think. Rapport. Okay, good. Anything else? So we've got a few more. Regular meeting.
Yes.
And building the atmosphere and open communication atmosphere, for building team spirit and good rapport among the team members. And
FFD, teacher. FFD.
Pardon?
First Friday dinner.
FFD.
Okay, so I thought some groups have finished, so we should maybe share, have more time to share with each other. Okay, so we will start with a brief summary from each group, and I will wait until they join us. So let's wait 1 more minute. And yeah, these are the questions actually. We will come back again and again. And these will be the most important parts, maybe, how to keep them motivated. How to keep the topics interesting, because that will keep your community together. And then also how to deal with newcomers, how to sustain, how to make sure that our communities are not short-lived, but are sustainable. Now, okay, from group number 1, who is the spokesperson?
Hello, Søren. So it's me.
Yes, please go ahead.
All right. So, hello, Søren again, and everyone. So I'm the one who the minute taker in the group discussion at the moment. And as what we have discussed, we got 7 points. So let me go through it really quick. It's about the question is about sustaining and motivations and engagement related to COP. So to keep our, I would say, to keep our member motivated to participate in our COP, we should be various activity. It's like it can be a game and energizer. So these are the fun activity. We can use game or group task or short challenge. So these are the things that would attract or would motivate them. And also another point is share our objective. So we must have a clear objective of our workshop, I would say workshop, so that everybody know what they are gonna be after the workshop and what is their goal in attending the workshop or in our COE. And the third one is about giving feedback and motivation. So we should have a constructive feedback and motivate it kind of motivation from the team. So we can make a friendly environment, and also we can supportive environment. So when people come to join, or can be the adults, they feel warm, very welcome. So this is something we can make to motivate them to participate in our COP. And the fifth one is about giving kind of praising. But here I would like to mention about the certificate and also the credit to them in order to praise, and it can help them to it worth enough to participate because they might got something from that. And also another one is a timekeeper. It is something really important. We have to keep timing. So of course, when we have a workshop, we don't do it, example, like 1 day or something. Sometimes we have only 3 hours. So the time constraint and time management is very important in the workshop to make sure everybody participate well in that moment. And also another one is about giving the role and responsibility. So this is about giving member role and responsibility, let them to involve in the workshop or in the activity. And I would say the last one is about giving something that relevant to the need. So when what we are providing to them is really relevant to them, of course, they would participate, and we can keep that thing to attract and to keep us a motivation for them because they really need it. So why not? They would come, and this will ongoing participation in our COP. So I would say I think that's all for what we have discussed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, you summarized it so well. Thank you. So all valid points, really, very practical. Thank you. Thank you so much to you and your group members as well. And next one is topic selection. How can we choose relevant, interesting topics that align with teachers' interests and professional needs? Who would like to summarize from group 2?
It's me. So from group 2 as a note taker.
So for this question, in order to choose a good topic that relevant or interesting to the teachers, we have 3 stages. The first stage is need analysis. That's where we interview the teachers or do the survey or one-on-one for casual or formal interview. And another thing is, seeing interview and survey could be not valid enough. We could just go and see in person through classroom observation. And also, we should, after that, after we got their interest, their needs, blah, blah, we could come up with the topics. So in the come up with the topic part, we are thinking about the context and the trend. So let's say here at the city, we use AI, technology, blah, blah, blah. But when we go with the member from the rural area, they wouldn't have technology and stuff like that. We could also think about contextualization. And then after that, when we got all the topic, we have a committee to vote or rank which topic should be first, or we could just let the members rank or vote which topic should be for this week, or which topic would they like to study first and stuff like that. And those topics would be also select through the vision, mission, and also the interest of the institution and the people as well. Thank you. That
Wow.
would be all.
Such a clear plan. You are so all in the first group, and you are so analytical. This is so nice. I mean, you have your brain is working like a computer. Well done, everybody. So I'm really impressed by your presentations. Thank you so much. It's so structured, so well designed, and so relevant. And I think it's doable too, having those 3 steps. I mean, this is the way forward. And then having those participants vote and contribute, because when people actually take part in the decision making, then they feel more empowered. Thank you. All excellent points. And then number 3, member management. How can we deal with different, sometimes difficult? I didn't want to write this, but this might also happen. Some teachers will resist. They will not take part. They will think that, it's a waste of their time. So, some teachers will not maybe want to implement, reflect. There will be different personalities, as well as, we want to be inclusive. So you may not maybe touch upon everything here, but I'm really curious to hear your perspectives now. Who is the spokesperson?
Speaking, and I'm a spokesperson from group number 3. Good evening, Sabine and everyone. So happy to share our group discussions ideas. How can we deal with different personalities and enforce rules in an inclusive and constructive way? After we have discussion, we got some beautiful ideas. So
just 1 second, Nan. I cannot hear you. As he's speaking, let's stop our cameras for maybe a couple of minutes. See if this will help us, because I cannot understand. But if we all stop our cameras right now, maybe this will help. Okay, shall we try this? So yeah. Okay, please go ahead. Try again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, this is better now. Yes.
Okay, good. Yes. So after we have discussed with our group members, we got some beautiful ideas to share here. So how can we deal with our different personalities among the group members? So we first must set the expectation, which means to set the same common goal, so that everyone have the same one goal together. To do that, we have to review regulation among the team member. I mean, the ground rules of our groups, by having discussion, brainstorming together, so that we agree to focus to work on one goal. On top of this, to stay motivated, we must respect others within a group and make sure that there's no one
is discriminated. Additionally, to build a friendly working environment, we must open like communication formally and informally. Building a good rapport or team spirit is also important to deal with different personalities. For example, we can like having like regularly meeting to have an open communication so that we can understand each other deeply, and then we can deal with different people. Even though they are different personality, but we can work together when we have an open communication. Finally, we will have a very friendly working environment within the group members of COP.
Thank you. Yes, these are really very key points. Having that friendly environment, I think, is one of the most important points. So we can do this in so many different ways. We will also discuss, but I think that's what brings people together. So we can have those, relaxed conversations where people just chat and talk freely without stress. So this is what brings people together, those icebreakers, some games. Games are very powerful. Thank you. Thank you so much. All of your ideas are wonderful. So let's move on to the next part. So some of you know about the Community of Inquiry framework. And if you don't know, here are three circles and some things are written. Let's have a look. Social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. So if you haven't heard this, maybe you can tell us what you remember, what you know about this framework. Or if you don't know, you can try to guess what it is about. So it's about, this framework is used to design a better learning experience for learners. And it has three presences. What do they represent, do you think? Yes, please.
It's to me, I feel like this is what should happen in the real classroom, and maybe not only a classroom, but also in a training session or a learning community. Like when they come to join the class, first they learn. So that is the teaching presence. They learn something new from that through the presentation or the sharing of the topic. But in this workshop or in this meeting, there should also be the social presence, like when everybody can socialize, can have good communication, can have fun through some games or group activities. And then the cognitive presence, I feel like in each workshop, there should be some activities that make students think, critique, like to build their cognitive skills. They don't just come to receive, but they learn to reflect, to analyze, like that's build the people critical and connective skills.
Yeah.
So this is something that should happen in every classroom.
Exactly. So you summarized it so well. Totally agree with you. All valid points. So yes, I will show you descriptions of these and then we will discuss how we can observe this. So let's read this on your own for a minute. Okay, so the purpose is actually, yes, to create a deep and meaningful learning environment, learning experience for the people using all these presences. They seem independent, but they are not. Actually, they are part of a puzzle together, so they operate together. And social presence. How can we observe social presence? So you said that when people have fun together, this is about social presence, right? Can you give me some other examples when we observe what are the indicators of social presence? For example, when can you say that, okay, in this community of practice, social presence is high? What would be the indicators for this, do you think? You can't see my screen? Can you see the screen?
We can see your screen. We can see your screen.
Okay.
I think for social presence,
maybe my internet problem. I cannot see.
Maybe. Okay. Yes, please. But don't worry. I'm recording and I will share the presentation with you. So let me actually share it in the chat. Okay. So you can open it. Okay. So you can open and follow. 1 second. Okay. So here it is. Yes, what were we saying? Yes, what are the indicators of that? Yes. Let me give you an example. When people, for example, reveal their emotions, it's an indication of social presence. Then we can say that, okay, people feel relaxed. People don't feel tense. People feel that socially they are feeling like they belong to a community. They enjoy the community. If they are having a good time, imagine you're in a community of practice and people are too cold, not talking to each other. Or imagine another community of practice when people talk to each other, socialize, share some emotions, and maybe what else can we say? If you come up with any ideas, please share. Maybe they speak without being afraid of, revealing their ideas. They can take risks when revealing their ideas. They feel comfortable, actually. This is social presence. And of course, the higher, the better, because, when people see they are they have the sense of community, they will want to come back to see those people. They enjoy working together. So it's not just a cold, communication, but there are techniques, of course. For example, the icebreakers we play at the beginning of the classrooms term with the students is to build social presence and teaching presence. Okay, so it's about design, facilitation, direction. For example, we sent you weekly emails on Monday, right? Saying that we are starting the module, or I sent you an email to remind you about this session, or if I answer your questions in the discussion forum, I'm facilitating. Or now we will have a Q&A. I will provide some direction if needed. So these are all teaching presence. What's important here, Anderson and Garrison, they say that it's not teacher presence, it's teaching presence. That means learners also might take the role of facilitation, so they can also participate in decision making. So in a community of practice, teaching presence doesn't mean our presence, but our presence is extremely important. If we take an active part in the community of practice activities, they will also take an active part. If our presence is low, this community will not continue. But this also doesn't mean that we have to lead, design, facilitate all the time. We can share that facilitation with the participants. So teaching presence is not only about the facilitator, about having others involved. Therefore, it's not teacher presence, it's teaching presence. They didn't want to add another presence. researchers suggested adding learning presence. They said, no, it's teaching presence, and it also covers learners as well. So, yeah, think about when you would observe teaching presence. This will be the next conversation. Can you give some examples? Maybe when we have a calendar, when we send reminders to people, when we have a WhatsApp Telegram group. This was also to send you some reminders. This is actually not just for teaching presence, but also for social presence, but maybe more about teaching presence because I'm using it to make some announcements. But if we also talk about things that, freely on a WhatsApp community or on a Telegram community that you set up to socialize, then it's also social presence. As you see, things are integrated, but they are all together. So cognitive presence. This is about the types of activities we design that require cognitive involvement. If we have a discussion, if we have a debate, if we ask participants to design a lesson plan together, they will be using their cognitive skills or competencies, so they will be actually cognitively involved. And I did my research on looking at co-regulation. So co-regulation means when we self-regulate ourselves, this is self-regulation. But if we work together and if we help each other and if we finish a task together, this is co-regulation, when we actually help each other regulate our work. And in a community of practice, I looked at the relationship between co-regulation and community of inquiry. And something was very interesting. I wanted people to work together and produce something. And this is co-regulation. And which one affected the most? Cognitive presence. So when people are actually cognitively involved, they work and produce outputs better. So cognitive presence is extremely important. So if our activities are not interesting, if our activities are not challenging enough or are not well designed, we lose people. They don't want to work together. So social presence, teaching presence is enough, but up to a certain point. We need cognitively demanding but balanced tasks, not too difficult, not too easy, well balanced and well designed. Then participants want to stay in the long term. So cognitive presence is very important. So you have this input, but I also want to share a video with you very briefly. So let's watch this together. I just want to double check if I can share my sound. Yes. Okay, let's see. Okay, if we can please stop our camera so that, all our colleagues can see the video, that would be better.
So this video will talk about a framework called the Community of Inquiry Framework that has become really popular and helpful in guiding research and design of online environments. So the framework identifies 3 types of presence. We have social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence. And what's also nice about this framework is it talks about how each one is interrelated with one another. The full reference to the article is here, and they also have a really helpful website. If you just Google Community of Inquiry, it should be the first hit. We're going to talk about each one of these individually. So to start with, cognitive presence, without going into too much detail, is essentially students' ability to construct knowledge and understanding both individually and collectively, and using sustained communication to develop a better understanding of the content. We also have teaching presence. So teaching presence is the teacher's ability to set the curriculum, organize the course, and also participate in the meaning making that students are going through. they also have a direct impact on cognitive presence, because they're the ones that are really regulating the learning of the students and making sure that they go through the processes that they need to go through in order to understand the content and make their own meaning of the material. Then we have social presence. Social presence predates the community of inquiry framework by quite a bit. And basically what social presence is it talks about how participants can establish themselves as real people in a course. And they do that by portraying their full personality in an online environment. So this has a lot to do with what they're using to communicate. So if it's text, it can happen. And Garrison and his colleagues have shown that you can establish a high level of social presence using text. But it can also be more easily it can be easier to do that using video or audio or things like that. But it's important as well to show the relationship between teaching presence and social presence. So typically in this framework, social presence is referred to as something that the students do or that the students have. However, with teaching presence, it's the teacher that sets the climate that really allows students to feel safe and to communicate naturally and really have the opportunities to express their personality in a learning environment. Also, teachers need to model that behavior, and that's part of setting the climate. So teachers also have a type of social presence, and some research has shown that teacher social presence can actually be more important to a student than their peers' social presence. So social presence is also really important because if you're expecting them to communicate about course-related topics, they need to feel comfortable with one another. And so Garrison and this framework basically says that a certain level of social presence can be a prerequisite for cognitive presence or for a high level of learning to occur. And that's really the contribution that they've made with social presence. Like I said, they didn't invent the concept, but they've really shown how it's interrelated with teaching presence and cognitive presence. And basically, they also say that when all three of these presences are together, that's when students are going to have the best educational experience, and that all three are necessary. So a lot of times in an online environment, we ignore the social presence and focus on the content and content interactions and things like that. But we really also have to remember that learning is a human process, and it's a social process. And so we have to have social presence in our courses in order to have a high level of cognitive presence.
Okay, so that's very brief description. I will share more articles with you if you are interested in learning more about it. But I really totally agree with the idea that, especially at the beginning, we need to build social presence. So we need to break the ice so people get to know each other. They feel comfortable. They feel they belong to a community of practice. And also we should remember to build other presences. So this will be the discussion for us during next week. So we will have more discussions about how to discover social presence, cognitive presence, and teaching presence in our communities. For example, we should have a calendar. We should decide on the topics together, as you mentioned. So needs assessment is about teaching presence because we are understanding their needs. And then designing a workshop is about cognitive presence. So we will discuss more where we see those presences. Yes, ma'am, please go ahead. Oh, you had a hand?
Okay,
yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I want to ask a question about the community of inquiry. So when we design a framework, so do we need to use all the three components, or maybe it depends on the context or something?
Yeah, I mean, what I did, for example, of course, this is something to keep in mind. So this is something that will help us as theory, but in practice, if we think about, for example, when we bring people together, if we jump into the topic without asking people how they are, without a warm-up activity, then we are skipping social presence here. Or if we don't send any reminders that, next week there will be a meeting, this is the meeting agenda, or, people will contribute to choose the topic, what they will discuss, as Maylin mentioned. Remember, you thought about preparing a list of topics and people voting. So this is about teaching presence. But if you just say, these are the topics, and if you don't get people's ideas, and if you don't send any reminders about the next week's meeting, and if you attend one meeting and if you don't attend another one, then that means your teaching presence is low and there is not much facilitation. Then in the long term, this community will not grow. Or if the activities are not engaging. So, there are so many ways we can increase these presences. We won't maybe specifically say, okay, this is teaching presence, this is cognitive presence, but we will know that these all work together. So we shouldn't underestimate any of these. So especially, at the beginning, social presence and our teaching presence. So all of them are important, actually. Okay, so I would like to now answer your questions about the task 2, because now you will start planning a community of practice. And then remember, these will come true. So these are just not on the paper. In the long term, we would like you to really actually start these communities. And I encourage you to work together. Yeah, I encourage you to work together with someone else. Like Christiana and I, we work together. If possible, if you want to, you can set up a community together. If you are close, if that regional distances allows. I'm not sure. This is not a requirement, but if possible, if you can, it's always a good idea to have a critical friend who run the community together, then you will feel more confident. If you need our help, I'm sure Sokli will help you organize, or you can contact us. We can ask here, or you can just write in the group which community you would like to run, what you would like to do, and find a friend. Or maybe you know each other, you see each other. I'm not sure. You see each other every day or once a week or sometimes from time to time. So you need to make a decision as soon as possible, because if you are going to run a community of practice together, then your plans should be together. You need to send the same plan. Okay. So this is really important because you will get feedback from us. Therefore, please make a decision as soon as possible about your communities, who you want to work with, and then you will start planning. So I'm going to open the task document and answer any questions you may have. So here it is. Okay. This is the document that you will submit. Last time you didn't submit it because we didn't want to rush you. But this time you have completed task 1. Please complete task 1 first if you haven't. And this is about your completing the CPD framework. You completed it in the first task. Please use the same document, okay? And then scroll down, and this is task 2, part 1. So this task will support you in planning a community of practice. So this is about planning. Here there are some questions. Who will be the members? What is the purpose and aims? How will you assess your participants' needs? How well do the aims align with the participants' needs? You can write, please don't write AI comments, okay? I want to see your own comments. It doesn't have to be too long. As long as you answer and I understand, Christiana understands, that's more than enough. I don't want to see 2-3 pages here because I don't have that much time to read everything. So please make it specific. You can write in bullet points. Here, our purpose is to understand what you have in your plan and whether it's consistent or not. How many teachers are you expecting? So and provide an, rational, explain why you have thought, and what platforms will you use. Maybe you may say that it will be face-to-face, but I will use Telegram because it's a user-friendly tool. So something like this. It doesn't have to be too long. What materials will you use? It could be teaching English resources, any resources you have. So here the idea is to have a plan, strategy. What topics will you discuss? You don't know, but you may say that from our experience, these are some of the topics teachers might need, but we will find out more through these 3 steps that you mentioned. We will do this and that, and then we will have a better idea of the topics. And that's it. So we will ask you to bring your experience together. So please ignore this. We don't want you to share your aims with others in the forum anymore. Okay, please ignore the last question. The last question is asking you, have you shared the aims of your COP with others in the forum? Please don't answer that question. Ignore that. You don't have to do it now. Because we thought, after a while, this is something maybe, that you may not want to share immediately. But we will read all the others, and then you can do this little checklist. So identifying possible participants, 3 purposes. If you don't know the answer yet, you can write it. Why you don't know the answer, why you don't have the answer. So this is an ongoing working document. In the next time, we will then plan how we will monitor and evaluate the same COP. At the moment, we will plan our COP by answering these questions. And then once we receive it, we will give you feedback. Okay, how to upload it. So when you go to the course, when you log in, you go to My Tasks. First, of course, you need to log in, and then okay, My Tasks will take you to a page like this, and you will see your COP course. At the moment, I have so many courses here. But yeah, here, yeah, Community of Practice Leader Support Program. You will click on that, and you will see Task 2 Part 1. Okay. And then you will click on View Evidence. Then you add evidence, that green button. And then you can just write your name and Task 2, Part 1. And then you upload the file from your computer. Then you save, and it's uploaded here. So you go to My Learning, My Tasks. I show you once again. Find Community of Practice Leader Support Program, Cambodia, portfolio. Click on that, and then you find upload your completed Task 2 Part 1, View Evidence, and then add evidence. So if you follow these steps, it will also tell you, write title, like your name, and then upload file by browsing, choosing file from your computer, and then save. Then you will see it on your screen. If I share maybe an example, okay, let's share this. What happens? Let's see. Okay, I need to write my name, Task 2, Part 1. Okay, and then okay, so I can now view it from here, and it's uploaded file. Okay, so that's what you need to do. And the deadline for this is, I can't remember, but you have, I think, 2 weeks. I will check that again. Let me have a quick look. I don't know what I said in the deadline in my email, but you should have 2 weeks for this. Yeah. But if you want to do it together, you can submit the same document. Then mention at the top the names of the COP leaders so that we can take a note of that. Okay, everybody. So let me double check the time calendar. Okay, I will share the calendar as well where we are. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me on Telegram. So yes, if you need more time, we can take it 1 week further. That's perfectly fine for me. Okay. And I'm sure for Christiana as well. Do you think 2nd of January is realistic, or do you think you would need 1 more week for this? We are here, and as you can see, the week after, we don't have anything. We can give you more time. Yeah, it's up to you. Let me know. Okay, let's see how it goes. But if you need more time, that's fine. Okay, as long as you submit until 9th of January, that's okay. But keep it simple. Don't take it like a big task. Okay. So this is important. So why are you laughing? I'm really curious. What makes you so? Have to tell us. No, I'm sorry, you have.
Nothing.
Okay.
Well, someone is very cheeky, you know. I was laughing. I was learning, and then I do that. And then he just screenshot me and drop in the group.
Oh, really? Okay, sweet. So
They
sweet.
show
Yes.
the social presence that we are learning and enjoying and having
Yes.
fun.
This is social presence. The social presence is very high here. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't say no to this session again.
I hope so. I hope it will help. So thank you. Well, that's really nice. Lovely to see you. Your
Yeah,
smile.
we really miss your smile. If you smile more, yeah, we will have kind of social presence.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we want to see you all again. Yes, in the new year, right? Have a lovely, happy holidays. I mean, if you are celebrating happy Christmas as well, or happy New Year. So I hope that New Year will bring lots of success and great stories, as well as good health. So I hope that we will see each other more. And we will really thrive with your communities. I think this is such an excellent group. I'm really happy that you have been one of the best projects I've been involved with, and I'm really very happy to have met you in 2025 and hope to see you in 2 weeks' time. So thank you and have a great rest of the week, everyone. Take good care.
Yeah, take good